Welcome back to the Free Miles MC YouTube channel, and we are today here with the new Royal Enfield Bear 650, and we are today doing one of the coolest modifications that you can do to a motorcycle. Not an exhaust, not anything like that, but a motorcycle surfboard rack. This is a part that I used on my Interceptor. It's from Bark Motocyclettes, a company that used to produce quite a lot of custom parts, but they were really overpriced and then they went bankrupt. So this thing, literally, you cannot buy it anymore, but I have one. And it would be an amazing chance to take this motorbike to the Waves and Wheels Festival with the surfboard on the side, hit some waves, have a good time. So we're going to put this thing on there. Maybe there's going to be some trouble because of the 2-in-1 exhaust that's on the other side, because I mounted my surfboard on this side on the Interceptor, because if a police car overtakes me on the highway, they don't see the surfboard right away, so they don't pull me over immediately. One other problem is that there is the screw that goes through the engine seems to be a 10mm on this one, while the part that we're trying to get in there is a 12mm. I hope it fits. If it doesn't, we have to get creative somehow. And we're also going to put some other parts from my Interceptor onto this bike so that it's properly capable of touring. And also this bike doesn't come with a bash plate, which is odd for it being the Scrambler, but we have a bash plate from the Interceptor. Yeah, let's go. We are lucky. As you can see, there's a bit of play here, so most likely this somehow will fit in. Let's try. As you can see, it right now doesn't really go in, but it also doesn't align. Let's put a jack under this. So to align the engine with the frame for a chance to get this thing in there, which maybe fits, maybe doesn't, we need to loosen the other screws of the engine, and that's kind of scary because I've never loosened an engine like that. Yeah, we'll be fine. The other screws of the engine also had a bit of play, 1 to 2mm in either direction, so I think it's enough to just crack them loose and we should be able to move the engine with that. However, other screws were really difficult to get to because other parts were in front of them. So all the screws are now loose and the engine is movable. We lifted the engine. It's now well aligned, but still the problem is only the tip fits in and not more. And we would destroy the thread on it. So I don't know what to do. Well, I know what to do, but this is kind of the thing with custom parts. They always fit like shit. It's never perfect. And to now fix this, I will let the bike idle so that maybe stuff expands because it gets hot, and we will put as much as possible of this loop for screws here on there from Licky Moly, and then give it another try, and I hope it then works. I think we're close. Getting the holes of the frame and engine properly aligned didn't just take movement up and down, but also front and backward. So I didn't have the most confidence in my rear stand anymore, so I put something down in case the bike falls over when pushing the mount in. It took a slow and careful process of twisting it from side to side and slightly knocking on it with a rubber hammer. With the front part of the mount in, let's tighten it down and then tighten all the screws of the engine again. Compared to the front part, the rear part of the mount was really easy to attach, just putting it on there, tightening down the screw, that's it. Last thing we now still need are the arms that actually hold the surfboard. So the surfboard mount is now finally on the Royal Enfield Bear 650, and what a journey that was. That was relatively complicated in the front to get the part in, and multiple times I was like, this doesn't work. But now we managed to get it done. I will call it a day. It's almost midnight. I mean, we started in the evening, but it still took longer than I expected. And then we put the other parts from the Interceptor on another time, and maybe I will take this thing for a spin to my local surf spot in Hannover.
Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art. Struggle with the pain inside my heart. Wish I didn't care about what she wants to say. She wants to say. She wants to say. She wants to say what she wants to say. She wants to say.
This is the Leinewelle, a surf spot in the heart of Hannover. You need an especially short board to surf here, and the size of the wave depends a lot on the season and how much water is coming down from the Harz National Park. Yes, you heard that right. It's a wave that's basically working backward with a river pushing from the front instead of you going along the coastline of a beach. When I fell, I hit the rocks and my leash ripped. So my surfboard was going down the river at a pretty fast pace and I needed to catch up with it. So after saving my board, I still went for one last ride, and even though the Leinewelle compared to the ocean ain't much, I am so happy that it exists, and I am only looking forward to get all the potential out of it that it has. I've been doing river surfing now for 2 months, and it has been so good for me and for my head with doing all this YouTube work. I sometimes get really stressed, and this is like a really nice thing to have in life. To warm up from the 6-degree cold water, I recently started reading The Motorcycle Diaries by Ernesto Che Guevara. It's his diary with comments by his daughter of his motorcycle trip through Latin America in 1952. The motorcycle trip is described completely raw, with many impressions that are completely lost in all other forms of media when it comes to motorcycle travel. It's a lesson in ethical travel and motorcycle travel that I think everyone should read. Speaking of reading, in recent time I really struggled to make this channel sustainable. I tried to get sponsors from motorcycle gear companies for motorcycle trips. However, that has not been possible because where I live, all motorcycle gear companies rely on free labor for their marketing and only do collabs on banter. So I'm going to sponsor myself with releasing a coffee table book. I've been recently really getting into photography, and with photos and writing being able to tell a story really different than video ever could, I am glad to take my camera onto my next motorcycle surf trip. I also have a passion for motorcycles beside the mainstream, and I love showcasing them. So definitely check out the link in the description if you want to pre-order the book. I plan on releasing it around Christmas, and please support the channel. The pre-orders really help getting an idea for how many books I need to print and also help with financing this project as I'm completely doing it myself. See, as you see, with the surf rack now attached to the Bear 650, this is a blast. This is one of the coolest things you can do to your motorcycle. In my opinion, this beats a nice exhaust and everything. It's so cool because at surf spots usually parking is terrible, so this is a brilliant solution, and it's so cool. I just love it. And yeah, time is a bit tight. However, I'm still going to do a motorcycle surf trip with this setup. And yeah, I hope that you guys are hyped, and I'll be visiting the Waves and Wheels Festival in Biarritz. So if you're there, definitely comment, and I'll be running around there, and see you guys in the next video.